Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 and this Papal States campaign. Last time around we were on the defense, but this time around I'm hoping we're gonna go all offense. So we've got, what's he called? Pietro. He's gonna move his army up to Strasbourg, which is actually a fort, one of the few areas that has a fort. So we'll put this one to the last. But we'll go ahead and lay this under siege. At the same time, we're going to attack with Pompeo Gambrelli at Stuttgart. So we're going to go ahead and attack there. Now, they have a really tiny garrison there. So they have 2 units of Landschützen, a Grenadier, and the Badischen line infantry. And the rest of it is garrisoned militia. Now, a little bit stronger than the local partisan that normally spawn, and unfortunately, even though it's my most veteran army coming at this pitiful excuse of a force, we cannot out-resolve this one, so I'll have to play this one, which is annoying. And you say, oh, have you? Yes, I did try. This is the second time I'm attempting this, because the first time I attempted to do this video, I just went ahead and auto-saved and thought, you know what, and auto-resolve is definitely gonna cut it here. I actually lost a unit. That's how bad the battle went for me when I auto-resolved. I won it, but a unit was lost, and recovering that unit, I'll have to recruit from Rome, and it's too much of an effort. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this one off camera, because I want to focus in on this battle right here. So unfortunately, I was hoping for like quickly move in, do these things, and like, oh yeah, look, we make great progress really quickly. And then if we go down here where the Papal Guard army is situated. Now, last time they ended off by taking Belgrade and the Balkans. However, Napoleon came here, and he's got like Old Guard, big cuirassier unit, all that kind of nasty stuff. It's not full stack, but it's definitely enough to scare this army right here. So we're not going to take him on. We burnt down the depot there anyways, so they can't recruit troops, and they're building a theater, so they won't be able to recruit any troops there either, or make much money at all. So we're going to take this army, and instead we're going to head over to Croatia and go ahead and liberate Croatia. So here, this is what an out-resolve against a shitty garrison should look like. Go ahead and out-resolve this, and boom, we are victorious. Oh, grasp of shovel did we get? Nice. Command when sieging. Now, we don't want to stay here and incur the wrath of our enemies. So what we're going to do is we're gonna try and get back at Venice somehow. But I'm thinking we're actually gonna board the ships. We're gonna land on this side, and I'm gonna march up to the bridge, and we can see if maybe they will attack us there. Because I'd rather not go ahead and attack the fort with the amount of troops that is stationed in there right now. I think that would be too difficult. I could possibly do it. I could try and siege them until I try and starve them out, but I'm not sure. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and head off this route. And since we have the same, or the seemingly the French are doing the work for us, if I burn this, they might build a another theater here. So that is just as well. So we're gonna go ahead and burn that. We got a small arms factory, and it does give replenishment, but not enough. I would rather we had a supply depot, which gives twice as much. So we're gonna burn this and start all over again. And there's no point in repairing the port, because we're not going to make any money out of that. Anyways, I'm sure Napoleon will be heading here immediately. And before, yes, agents moved around. That's it, right? So, let's go ahead and do the main battle of this episode then, which is the Siege of Strasbourg. So, what do we have? Tons of grenadiers of different kind, sappers to deploy stakes, and veteran infantry. They have their own howitzers to fire out of the fort. Well, that's going to be great, isn't it? You know what I think we'll do? I'll do this battle first, then this army won't be able to. I was hoping I could be able to. I can send some troops, but I would prefer that I could bring my cannons to bear on that. But after finishing this battle, I could send some of my more veteran troops, like the grenadiers, could probably be useful trying to charge the fort, and that'll make it easier. So we'll start with this one then. Let's go ahead and have our first fight. And so the battle is underway. I seem to have moved most of the army is out of line with where I thought they were. I could see the general from the start, and I thought they would focus their troops around this area. Clearly that was not the case, and instead we're running into them at all the wrong places. And that's why the hussars ran into quite the large force. We were still committed to the attack. I'm gonna pull off the other hussar force. It's unnecessary to lose any more of them. Let's go ahead and halt the line infantry, get them in order here. Get the grenadiers forward over there, and then we have the dragoons. I was kind of hoping to just completely run through the enemy, but it starts off with one of my hussar units getting more or less killed off. I guess these the Württemberg garrison units are a bit stronger than it would seem. Now their general unit is being forced away. We're gonna get outflanked pretty heavily on this side. I'm gonna pull these guys back. We still have the hussars out here to be able to come in and swing in around there. The units that were caught in this area is absolutely getting crushed. Let's go ahead and fan these two regiments out against the enemy, and then set the dragoons on a path to get to there. The grenadiers will advance, and the light troops will start moving on and circling. Now we've already hit these partisans with a previous cavalry charge, so a second one should work easy enough. Let's hold fire with cannon shot. I just saw a cannon shot go through here, ordering the hussars to attack. You know what? They're kind of breaking here, aren't they? Let's order a strong push, and then I want the light troops to go after these guys. The hussars struck them, and they should continue on into this one before they are able to form any kind of resistance. This one is forming up. The dragoons are lined up to go after them. This is the only unit that still kind of stands or is not overwhelmed by our troops. Hussars will swing off, make sure that these guys don't rally, and the 3 infantry units will continue the advance after this unit we got right here, and then we make sure that everyone continues to march so that we don't end up in a situation where any of these guys come back or is able to rally. Right, the hussars are bringing through the troops. Let's see. It's gonna be difficult. You know what? Let's just continue the charge there. Put pressure on these guys. Let's continue to order these guys forward. Oh, we have a little shit unit, don't we? That somehow rallies. Landschützen. With 52 men left. You're telling me that this should have been that this is an auto-resolve would have lost me 2,000 men? And the unit I did lose though in the auto-resolve was one of the Hussar units. So I will not fault them for that I would take high losses on the Hussars, but to the extent that I did, then, you know, definitely not. Let's go ahead and see. I want, yeah, a few cannon shots, throwing the men around, and we're gold. We won the battle in less than 5 minutes. Heroic victory. So when the auto-resolve did it, they lost 2,000. I lost 300 when I actually played the battle. The entire enemy force was killed, and I guess it's not that interesting to see who killed what, but it was the Hussars, the successful Hussar unit, I should say. The other one kind of ran into trouble because I charged into a situation unknown, and they ended up losing 100 men, leaving 61 of the unit, so that wasn't great. But besides that, it was a great battle. Like that Hussar mistake stood for 1/3 of my battle losses. So if I had not committed that, then I would have lost surely a lot less troops. But there we are, and now I'm sure the Prussians gonna go ahead and attack Württemberg Stuttgart, but I want to liberate them anyways. I guess not, actually. I do like them, but so far every single one region has been attacked by the Prussians. So we're going to peacefully occupy, because what I want to do is I want to turn this into a supply depot so I can get supplies. My spy is no longer needed here, but with this finished, we'll go on to do the siege of Strasbourg. What you've missed so far is that the enemy sent their cavalry out to stop us trying to get their cannons. Obviously, they decided to place their howitzers on either side of the fort rather than inside it. So we've been working over the wall, and we should be ready. That's the wrong cannons. Should be ready to break the wall any second now. The enemy that's been on the wall has been damaged quite a bit. Mostly though from me breaking up the wall, as we can see here. We've broken down the stairs, so when I break a hole through here, they won't be able to send troops down through this one to block me. They do, however, have a lot of infantry right there. And that's something we're gonna have to deal with. I'm thinking, though, that my grenadiers would be well versed enough to try and push through here. Right, the wall is broken. Let's go ahead and start to see if we can't fight for the opening here. The howitzers can continue their fire on the troops that are inside, and we can use... I'm not sure if the 12-pounder is able to fire through and get hits on this, but I think it has, because there's no way the howitzers did all that damage. So we will be preparing to moving through there, and then this entire force will now march up to the walls. Oh, looks like the enemy wants to move out and meet the grenadiers outside. I'm gonna move the general around like that to support. We do have our hussars over here, but I don't think I'll be using the cavalry to try and break through. For now, we'll start off with trading fire with the enemy using the grenadiers. I do wish, though, that the entire bloody line of grenadiers would fire. Now it looks like just the center is firing on them, while there's so many more that clearly has a line of sight on them. Oh, you decided to charge? Right, order yourself in position. Let's see, 88%. I think we're slowly breaking down this also. Then, well, there we go. There we go. Proper volley into these guys. What could be more useful instead is maybe if I bring up the howitzer and use them for canister shot. Now, the canister out of the howitzer is not as powerful as the 12-pounder, but it is still powerful. Yeah, it looks like the cannon is not really able to break that down. You can try and break this down instead. We're actually losing a good number of troops out of the grenadiers. Could be that they're deployed inside of each other, if they're shooting each other. The enemy is actually doing quite the number on us. I'm gonna go ahead and inspire Holt's 5th Grenadiers. We broke one of their units, and the secondary unit is not long after. They're not happy with their situation. As we go through, we got Westphalian infantry readying up, and Badischen troops, volunteers, and they tried to bring down another unit, and it's got wiped out. It got completely wiped out. Let's see if we can't try to claim the wall. Not the best way to stand here and trade fire with them. We're gonna have to... you know what? Let's set these up again and fire. And make sure to fire at this wall and try and break it. Because it'd take too long for the 12-pounder to move around. Oh, look at that. They had a few more hidden units. 2 sapper companies came out. Alright, you guys ready? Then I want you to fire and break this, so I have 2 areas of access. It's a bloody conscript unit. I'm hoping this infantry unit right here will be able to deal with them. So far we have done very little damage in terms of us firing up at the wall. And my grenadiers aren't doing that great, but as these guys get closer and closer to actually get out of the... Oh, it's 100%. We broke it. We broke it really quickly as well. And with that, we've opened up a second avenue of attack. And if nothing else, I'll be able to fire through there. Let's start the melee fight here. With all the fire, you'd imagine at least a few more would be dying up here. I've got 4 regiments firing on that. But it is very high position, and it's behind stone walls, so... And now when they're actually fighting, we will tell them to hold fire. Oh, they wanna move out on this area as well. And here we're slowly breaking them apart. Gonna go ahead and inspire Holtz again. Looks like we're about to break a lot of this as well. Oh! These guys could not handle the conscripts, right. Fire at them. Don't you dare shoot your friends in the back. The Grenadiers firing this. Holtz just gained another chevron, that's great. Producing a lot of fire through here as well, but still we're not really through as of yet. Finally, they're broken, and now the Grenadiers can actually get through. The enemy cannot stand against them, so the 2 Grenadier regiments will run through. You're getting flank fired, so that's not really a good position there. Let's see. Holtz will go for the flag, and then the 6th will line up behind the Voltigeurs. Actually, what I'll do, we'll get them now. Inspire them, and now let's sandwich the bastards. And then the Holtz will claim the fort. We're firing over here. Everything's nice and dandy. And they were completely surrounded and dealt with. And now Holtz is forming a square around the flag and won't be bothering going after the conscripts on the wall or the Landschützen company, which is set up over there. Let's have the rest of the regiments march inside. You can actually order everyone inside at this point. Wonderful! The fort has been captured. There's, I don't see the enemy having enough time to reclaim the flag, so we're gold. We were able to take this castle. Wonderful. we have now secured Stuttgart as well. Peacefully occupy. Wonderful. Go ahead and start repairing the infrastructure. The army, we got great replenishment here. The spy, the agent is no longer needed there, so he can head off, try and spy on other things. Same with the agent over here. He can head off, take a look at other areas of the enemy's empire. With that and me having secured these 2 German territories, I will now go ahead and hand over most of France to the rightful owner, the Kingdom of France, or what we're gonna call the Kingdom of France in this case. There we go, we just created Greater Brittany, except for the piece that the British don't want to give back. So suddenly we've got Brittany in total control of France. Now I'm sure I'm gonna hand over these 2 territories as well to the Prussians, but hopefully we can hold out on that just a little bit. This force is probably going to run around burning things, but I want to get a little bit more resupply before I go out and out-resolve and kill them. Once this is done, we can set these 2 up, set them together, and then march into Bavaria. At the same time, it's going to be interesting to see where Karl and the Papal Guard move. At the same time, we know Napoleon's over here. In terms of what Napoleon has left, he is basically just in control of Austro-Hungarian territory. He has switched place entirely. Oh, he's pretty friendly with Brittany. The only one who didn't like them is the British. I wonder if that's going to cause a war in between Brittany and Great Britain. Great Britain, of course, not being a great ally of mine as they keep fighting me. It's a little bit strange here. I mean, it probably hasn't corrected for me giving Brittany all of France, because right now Greece is the one that makes the most money. With that said, let's go ahead and end turn and see how the world reacts to the fact that the king is back in France. The Empire strikes back. So Napoleon moves over and takes Croatia, and the army that held Venice moves on and takes Milan. Trade agreement cancelled with Denmark and the Swiss Confederation and Brittany and Greece. Okay, it's because I lost the port of Genoa. Most of the trade went out of there. That is not great, but I'm still making tons of money. This army can still make its way back to Venice. I wonder, maybe the easiest way is to actually escape on the ships, head over here and protect Rome, and then move to retake this. So we're gonna head down to the port. We're gonna get onto the ships, and then once on the ship, we're gonna head over here and land the army. And also we're gonna head out of port and concentrate the navy. So we got out of there. And, I mean, Napoleon is gonna go get any further down here, so that's fine. Unfortunately also, they do not also take back Croatia and take Milan. They also take Berlin. So the bastards took Berlin. So they really pushed through here. And now they're gaining new troops by being able to recruit Saxon troops for their army. My spy is on the way. He's actually heading to Prague. And then my real spy should probably actually set up a proper network up here. Actually, now when I think about it, I need to know what is going down in my own area more so than up here. So I'm gonna have these two guys head down and take a look at what's going on here. And I think we should probably, as soon as possible, head down there. Now I'm gonna hold on to these two territories. It looks like the Prussians kind of keen on taking this back. We got good replenishment in both regions, so I'm gonna concentrate both my armies here now. And this holds just fine. We're gonna have both armies here. We're gonna try and strike and then make our way down and back into Italy that way. We're gonna fuck the Prussians. What did they ever do for me besides killing my vassals? As I try to recreate these smaller states so they can go fuck themselves. I also note here Jean-André Massena, so another general with just as many stars as Napoleon. Actually, I think he's got more than Napoleon. Interesting enough, because I think that this is the army that has Napoleon in it. Also, we can see a lot of... Here's a Romanian guy, and here's a Greek guy coming out. Right, there's nothing more for this episode. I can't do anything more. The little army, the little army that was stationed here actually moved into Wallonia, so I'm not sure what that's all about. But right, we're gonna have to do a reconquest of northern Italy, but hopefully that will kind of work out on its own as we are moving that way with the two stronger armies. But I thought I had it so good this episode taking 3 territories from the French, and then we and the Allies end up losing 3 territories. So that's not great. With that said though, I will say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.